This is Algebra 1, Unit 8, Lesson 4, the rest of the completing the square notes. So we did the completing the square notes before. Here's where we left off. So let's take a look at the next problem here. I'm going to skip this one right here, but I'm going to go to the next one after that. Okay, here we are. Y equals x squared plus 8x. Let's follow the process. All right, our first step is to move the c term. There is no c term, so we can skip that step. All right, now our next step is to take half of the b term and square it. Which one's the b term? It would be the 8. What's half of 8? Is 4. And then we want to square it. Now, since I did that here, I also have to do it over here. So what is 4 squared? It's 16. So this is going to be y plus 16 equals x squared plus 8x plus 16. Okay. So now we want to complete the square on this part right here. Okay, now remember, this is a perfect square trinomial because we did this. So what squared will go in here that gives me x squared plus 8x plus 16? Well, remember, the trick is this right there. Whatever that is what your perfect square is. You can factor this off to the side, and you're going to get x plus 4, which is x plus 4 squared. But if you know this trick, it's whatever you took half the b is going to be your perfect square trinomial. Okay, so now we have y plus 16 equals x plus 4 squared. Move the 16 to the other side. And y equals x plus 4 squared minus 16. Okay, so there is my vertex form. So according to the vertex form, what is your vertex? All right, your x value is right here. Now remember, it's always the opposite sign inside the parentheses, so it's negative 4. Same sign outside the parentheses for the y, negative 16. Oops, that should be, yeah, that's, okay. There we go. Okay, now, let's try this next one. I wanted to point this out. Your vertex doesn't always come out to be nice things. That's not a big deal. Let's look what happens when we do this. X squared plus 5x plus 4. First, we want to move the c term. And that gives me y minus 4 equals x squared plus 5x. Okay, now we want to take half of the b term. 5 is not a nice even number, so we have to take half of 5. Half of 5 is 2.5. If you do, where's my calculator? Whoops. If you do 5 divided by 2, whoops, not negative. It's just going to be 2.5. It'll work, trust me. So I'm going to add 2.5 squared. 5 over 2 is 2.5. That's where that came from. Okay, so if I add 2.5 squared over here as well. Okay, so what is 2.5 squared? Well, if I take that answer squared, I get 6.25. So this is going to be y minus 4 plus 6.25 equals x squared plus 5x plus 6.25. Yes, you can have decimals, that's okay. All right, combine your terms here. This is going to give you y, oh, goodness. Negative 4 plus 6.25 is plus 6.25 is 2.25. That's what it was. All right, so y plus 2.25 equals. Now, this is where this trick comes in handy. This is going to be x plus what number squared gives you 6.25? This does. It's x plus 2.5. All right, so now all we have to do is move the c term over. So we minus 2.25, and that gives me y equals x plus 2.5 quantity squared minus 2.25. So what's your vertex on this? Yes, you can have decimals for your vertex. That's okay. So your vertex is going to be negative 2.5, negative 2.25. And there we go. All right, let's do one more because this is another nasty one. All right, first thing we want to do is move the c term. How do we move the 2? You add 2 to both sides. Y plus 2 equals x squared minus 9x. Okay, so half of your b term. Negative 9 is your b term. So negative 9 divided by 2 is going to be negative 4.5. So we are going to add negative 4.5 squared on both sides. So that gives me y plus 2 plus, what's negative 4.5 squared? All right, parenthesis, negative 4.5 quantity squared is 20.25. Equals x squared minus 9x minus 4.5. Okay, combine your terms. That gives you y plus 22.25 equals, all right, what's your factor for this one going to be? Watch your sign. It's going to be this right here. Minus, oops. Oh, I wrote that wrong. This is going to be plus 20.25. Sorry about that. There we go. I fixed it. Okay, and this is actually going to be x minus 4.5. All right, then move the 22.25 to the other side. And you end up with y equals x minus 4.5, quantity squared, minus 22.25. There's your vertex form. All right, now I want to find the vertex. So in vertex form, the vertex is going to be 4.5, negative 22.25. Okay, so that gives you an idea, or a reminder, or a refresher on how to do completing the square.